the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day live here. We've got so much incredible content coming up for you today. I am very, very excited, and so is Laura as well. But before we have a little chat with Laura, got a little video to play of what you can expect from the Fiesta Junior Championship in 2021. Watch this. Oh, lovely stuff there. It's got my juices flowing. And I'm delighted to say I'm, of course, joined by Laura Payne, the coordinator for the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. Laura, are you ready for today? Are you excited?
Hello. Yes, Ian, I'm very excited. And actually, watching that video is a fantastic start because that makes me so proud. I love that video.
It's going to be some season, isn't it? And just, again, likewise, seeing that, I just can't wait to get trackside. I really, really can't. I bet you can't, can you?
Oh, it's been far too long. Can't wait. And I can't wait to see everyone today and in real life in the circuit.
Yes, of course, in real life. We can't wait to get going. Croft, of course, this month. We're going to be there. We're going to bring you new behind-the-scenes action live as well, aren't we? We're going to bring you a unique look at life behind the scenes of the Fiesta Junior Championship. Now, look, on to today. We have an awful lot coming up, don't we, in this segment? It's going to be an absolute cracker. First up, we're going to chat to Pete Edwards from the Motorsports School, just to find out really how you get your ARDS license, how you get into racing. Because as we know, obviously, Laura, it's for 14 to 17-year-olds. You know, when I was 14, I wouldn't even know where the pedals on a car were. So, you know.
I wish I could have driven a car at 14.
So do I. I don't think my mum and dad would have let me, but there you go. Probably for very, very good reason. We're going to show you a full race as well from the Fiesta Junior, so you can actually see the cars in action and the drivers in action as well. And we've got a number of Fiesta Family people to meet, haven't we? A number of special guests coming up. We've got drivers, we've got former champions, we've even got team of bosses as well, haven't we? Coming up. It's going to be such a wonderful, wonderful day. Now, please remember as well, at any time, if you have a question, please do comment below. We can see the comments. We'll have a look through them. We'll reply as and when we can. But don't forget, later on today, we have a very special live Q&A session as well. So if you have, perhaps, if you think of a question throughout the day and you don't want to type it in below, have a little think and join us for this live Q&A a little bit later. It's going to be roughly around about 5:30 this afternoon. It's going to be really, really valuable. Who are we going to have on that, Laura? Obviously, you're going to be on it, aren't you? Who else is going to join us for that live Q&A session?
For the live Q&A this evening, it's going to be me and the boss, Paul, from the BRSCC, and my technical genius, Greg.
Well, if Paul's going to, we better be on best behaviour. Then the big boss will be joining us. So no funny business, please, everybody. Right, I imagine everybody's probably sick to death of the sight of me right now. So you're going to see me again in a minute. But I can see Pete is waiting down below from the Motorsports School. So we're just going to go to a very, very short break just whilst we get him into the studio and get ready. This is a wonderful, wonderful segment. It's getting into motorsport. It's vital if you're looking to get involved in motorsport at any level, but especially with the Fiesta Junior Championship. We'll see you very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Right, hello everybody and welcome back to the Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day here. And we're live, and I'm delighted to say we have a very special segment now with Pete Edwards from the Motorsports School. And it's all about getting into racing. Pete, how are you? It's great to see you. Are you well?
Yeah, really fine, thank you. It's great to be back in the real world after the long lockdown. So we feel like we've been released from prison and we've done nothing wrong, really. So yeah, happy to be back on track.
Now, Pete, tell us about the Motorsports School, first of all.
Yeah, well, the Motorsports School has been running since 2011. We're the registered arts school at Mallory Park and at Liddon Hill. We undertake the novice driver training courses, which is an arts course for adults, for juniors. So the junior course is a lot more intense than the senior course, lasts twice as long. And you know what, we are the luckiest people because we meet some fantastic people with all the same common interests, and you know it's a superb environment to be working in every day.
Now I know, Laura, a lot of the junior drivers use the Motorsports School, don't you? And they come very highly recommended from yourself.
They do indeed. They do look after my juniors, and I love the enthusiasm that you and Mel have, Pete, and that you carry on watching them and how they do. So
fantastic stuff. Let's touch on that junior ARDS then, if we can. How old can somebody be and take their ARDS test, Pete?
They can actually do the junior ARDS course at 13 and a half. Obviously, they can't get their license until they're 14. But at least at 13 and a half, get it ready. So at the age of 14, they crack on and go racing. The juniors are fantastic. They're wonderful young people to work with because they're already in that attitude of learning all the while because of their education at school, etc. And they're like sponges. They just absorb all the information you want to give them, and they've got no bad habits. That's the beauty of it. There's no bad driving habits. We do have them come from karting. They do sometimes find it a little bit more difficult than people who have done nothing because they're not used to waste transfer. They're not used to vehicles braking on the front, etc. But on the whole, juniors are superb to work with, and we've been very fortunate that we've had some juniors that have done the junior championship with Fiestas, and they've gone seniors, and then they've come back and become instructors with us, and it's a fantastic journey to be part of, really. And we're one big motorsport family at the Motorsports School.
Excellent, that's what I like. So what's involved? Let's say let's go back a long time into the past when I was 13 and a half years old, long time ago. Black and white TVs and all that. Not quite. And I'm going to come to you, Pete, the Motorsports School, to do my ARDS test. What happens on the day? What do I have to do? Right,
it's a real simple process. And you need to get in touch with Motorsport UK and get a Go Racing pack. Within that Go Racing pack, there is a pen. Not just all that's in there. There's a pen. There's a USB stick, and there's a license application form. On the USB stick is all the information that you'll be needing to complete your ARDS course. So it talks about flags, about circuit etiquette, about control, weight balance of the vehicle, etc., braking, accelerating. All the information you need to complete an ARDS course is on that USB stick. That's about £100, but it does include your first year license fee. So once you pay that, there's no more to pay to Motorsport UK for your first year. You ring Mel or whoever you're going to go and do your ARDS course with, and they will take you all your details and book you in on the next relevant course that we have running. The course is £600, but it does include an awful lot of track time compared to the senior course. You'll come along, you'll watch the DVD again. It only lasts about 15 minutes, and then you'll go through quite a comprehensive briefing. That lasts best part of an hour. Once you've done the hour's briefing, we concentrate an awful lot on the flags because it's so important that our clients get the flags right. Well, anyone gets the flags right, and from there, then they go into the classroom. They have a written paper, which is the majority is multiple choice, and we're there to help people go racing, not to stop them go racing. So if there's anything anyone's unsure about, we just encourage them to ask the questions. We won't give them the answers, but we can certainly help them with that. From there, we go on to track. And whilst we're on track, we're looking to make sure that they're safe and they're competent. They're not a danger to themselves or any other circuit user. But we don't look for lap records. We just need to see that they can drive at a competent level at a brisk pace. At the end of the day, they're novices. They're coming into the sport. We can't expect them to break lap records, and we don't.
Have you ever seen a lap record broken, by the way, during an ARDS test?
I've been close. Yeah, we've been close. We had some quite special people come last week, actually, and one was John McGuinness, the Isle of Man lap record holder and 23 times winner. So we get quite a few, even though we're at Mallory, it's a little circuit. I think it's because of the personal service we give. We get quite a lot of celebrities covered. It's lovely. It's lovely. So.
I'm a big fan of Mallory Park, actually. I have to say, it's a cracking venue. Over there, and let's. Sorry, Pete,
it's a simple circuit to learn as well. If you're going to do your ARDS course, it's probably the most simple circuit in the UK to learn. There's 4 corners, and it does make life easier.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now the ARDS test. Let's just touch on that again. It's compulsory, isn't it, Laura? If you want to race in the Fiesta Junior Championship, you have to pass your ARDS test.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And forgive me for asking incredibly basic questions, but I think, for everybody watching this, wanting to get into motorsport a little bit more, find out more about it. How long does it last, Pete? Is it forever? Is it like a driving license, essentially, that once you've passed, that's it? Or do you have to retake it?
No, once you've taken the ARDS course and you've been successful with the ARDS course, then all I recommend is, even if you're not going to have a year off or 2 years off, just renew that license. It saves you having to either sit the written paper again or sit the whole course again. You've got a few years to use it. It does have to, like I say, it has to be renewed every year. But if you don't, then you've got a couple of years where if you don't renew it, then you will have to come and do it again. That's if you're in an interclub license, which was the old National B. Once you get up to a National A or international license, then you will only have to come and resit the written paper. Right.
Okay. So I'm 13. I'm 14 now. Happy days. It's been my birthday. 14. I've now done my ARDS test with you. Great. I'm going to race in the Fiesta Juniors. My plan is to race in the next 3 years for the Fiesta Juniors. What happens now then? Obviously, yeah, great. I passed. Let's go along. Do I have to do my written test the next year, or just explain that again for me? As if I'm literally I'm going to race for the next 3 years every season.
Yeah, once you've got your ARDS course and you go racing, once you pass your ARDS course rather than go racing, once you move, if you do 3 years as a junior, then you're going to be moving up into a senior formula. And that's the beauty with the Fiesta Juniors, and it is the only real junior formula that you can do that with. You can go straight through that car, straight into a senior championship. And it works really, really well. It works out an awful lot cheaper than to go and do another championship because you've already got the car. You've already got the spares. You already understand the car, and you should be by then at one with the car. So then you just apply for your senior license at the age of. We can apply for it at 16, so you can race it as a senior at the age of 16. So it's a simple process once you've initially got your ARDS course out the way.
It sounds fairly simple enough. And if anybody wants to do it, Pete, I want to get in touch with you, and I think, yeah, actually, I need to do that, or they've got son or daughter who wants to do it. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, again, that's a simple process. It's just pick that phone up, and it's 01455 502 412. That takes you straight through to Mel, who takes all the bookings. She'll give you all the information you need to know, or you can look on our website, which is www.themotorsportsschool.co.uk. Our email address is themotorsportschool@hotmail.co.uk. So either one of those, you can get hold of us. But we also do, race tuition. Like at the next meeting, Croft, we got instructors out there giving the youngsters tuition just to give them that little bit of help and a little bit of support. And we offer that either the day before, any test session, any track day now, which you can get on with the juniors, or we can be there for the weekend as support throughout the weekend for them as well.
Awesome stuff. In fact, the website is running across the bottom, as you can see. So do go check it out. In fact, you passed somebody I know very well. In fact, I've got a nice little picture to show everybody. I did chop the person's head off, as you can see there. That's one of your cars, isn't it? Look, there we go.
I know who that is. That's Nick.
That is Nick Holmes, isn't it? Yeah, that's Nick, and that's why I cut his head off. A very good friend of mine, Mr. Holmes. You've probably seen a fair few sites, haven't you, Pete? And you've got a number of stories, which we probably won't delve into right now. But just finally, Pete, if anybody's thinking of getting into motorsport, they're not really sure, why should they take the plunge? Why get into motorsport?
Do you know what? It is the most fantastic sport, I believe, that anyone could do. And it's so inclusive for the whole family. You may have, if you're going into juniors, mom and dad can be involved. Dad can look after the car. Mom can do the lap timing. Little brother, little sister could be there helping with the cleaning of the car. There's a job for everyone, and it's so inclusive. And the social side of motorsport is so important, and it's so big as well. There's nothing in the world like waking up at a racetrack of a morning. And once all the I'll say hassles out the way, so you've got your qualifying, your practice, your racing done. Of an evening, everybody's chilled out. You have something to drink, whether it be alcoholic or not. Barbecues are going. Everybody's in a good mood. It's just I believe, the most fantastic place to be. And I wake up at a racetrack every morning if I can.
Yeah, exactly. I was sold about 35 years ago. Fantastic stuff. And of course, the juniors will not be having any alcohol. They'll be having some pop or whatever it is.
No alcohol. Yeah. But like Pete said, we'd like to get all of the family involved, and that's where I coined the Fiesta Family name from. So
yeah,
and you know what? There's some great people out there, and there's been some great names come through Fiestas as well. Don't forget, there's been some fantastic champions that have raced with Fiestas. Matt Neal raced, Gordon Shedden, Turkington, Ash Sutton, Aidan Moffat. They've all raced Fiestas at some point, and they're big names in British motorsport. And to say that they've all been running Fiestas is a fantastic achievement for the BRSTC with their Fiestas. And like I say, once you do the juniors, you can use that car straight into seniors, and it's the only series that you can do that with. So it's so much more cost effective because you've already got the infrastructure in place. You've got the car, you've got the spares. Yes, you'll have a different tyre, but the car's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, they do say they're mini touring cars, aren't they? Really a great place to learn your trade. They certainly are. Pete, thanks so much.
Sorry, a 14 to 16-year-old or 14 to 17-year-old driving 150 horsepower, little front wheel drive, almost touring car is what an opportunity. No one else can do that. It really is good. Really is good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Pete Edwards there from the Motorsport School. Do go check it out. The website is running across the bottom. Go get your ARDS license done. Check it out. Right, Pete, thanks so much for your time. We're going to let you crack on. I know you're a busy man today, so thank you very much. Laura, we're going to go to a very short break, but when we come back, we're actually going to play a full race from the Fiesta Junior Championship, so you can see what it's actually like on track in action. Thank you very much, Pete, and we'll see you very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
All the best. Thank you, guys.
formation. Green flag at the back. Get set, junior fans. 15 more minutes of racing for the BRSGC Fiesta Junior Championship, racing with MRF tyres. Is it going to be 4 from 4 for Joseph Loke, or can someone else dethrone him from the front of the field? Lights out, and we go racing immediately. Jake Weston goes across to cover Joseph Knight from the second row in the Schumacher-esque chop in that case. And what that's also done is Will Orton having to look in his mirror to defend from Weston. It's allowed Joseph Loke to get through and hold on to the position pretty cleanly as they come through Copse Corner for the first time. Everyone appears to be through nice and clean. They're going to go side by side towards Beckett's for the first time, it seems. All 15 cars away cleanly. That's what we like to see. And now the sprint down towards the complex of Beckett's goes a little bit out of focus there, but we're going to hopefully refocus in a second. So I can see on my CCTV cameras it's Joseph Loke that leads the way. There we go. So Joseph Loke leads the way out of the first few corners. Will Orton in second place. Weston's up to third. Dylan Hodgkin from 6th on the grid. He's up to 4th already. He was very quick in practice yesterday morning and got top time. And he had a little bit of had to pick his way up through the field and managed to pick up 6th position, but he was a bit on his own last time, so we'll wait and see. Albert Webster and the twos moving around towards trying to get past Joseph Knight. Jake Triggs has fallen back a little bit as well, and also got Bradley Beavers and Sid Smith going to battle, as are also Jensen Brickley and George Davis. Everyone looks fairly clean heading through. A little bit of side-by-side action through Brooklands. You've now got Jake Triggs on the outside of Albert Webster, who's hoping for a better race this one after he was a little bit sort of an unknown in that first race, but he's up towards the front a bit better this time. He's going to be finished that first lap in about 5th position, but up to 2nd place, in fact, is Jake Weston. So up in front of Will Orton. End of the first lap then. Loke leads the way. Weston in 2nd place. Orton 3rd. Hodgkin up to 4th now. 5th is now Albert Webster. 6th is Joseph Knight from Beavers, Triggs, George Smith. Then Brickley. So Sid Smith, Brickley, George Davis, Alex Lee, Alex Sprange, then it's Bryony Davis, then Mitch Marie. The top few cars at the end of the first lap separated by 8.4 seconds, so they head back down towards Brooklands for the second time.
Yeah, it was a hell of a first lap, and to be fair, it was Weston in the 45. He was actually trying to go around the outside into Brooklands of Orton. He got a really good run, and he was quite wide into Luffield, but fair play to Orton because he gave him the room as they went round the right-hander, and he managed to get it done. But Orton now, he's slipping down a little bit here because he's got Hodgkin all over him, side by side as they go down towards Brooklands. Hodgkin's going to be on the outside in the black and silver machine onto the brakes. Looks like he's got that done. They've just come into eye shot. There's nearly contact. We've also got Knight here having a little bit of a ding-dong as well, a bit of a wobble. That there was Beavers as well, I believe, just behind, trying to pick off that position. It looks like he's got that done on the exit of Luffield as well. It's never ending, honestly. These lot, they're absolutely on it. That was Triggs that was involved in that battle as well. You can see now how much the gap has opened up just ahead of these. They're 2x2, fully on Noah's Ark as they go down. Brickley's in the middle as well, thinking, is there a gap? Please let me have a gap. But it's probably safer for him than it doesn't. You can see them all moving around now, just trying to find any sort of clean air on circuit to try and change line. That's Beavers in the middle with Brickley. Oh! That was a big hit, but it was going to happen. He tried to close down the gap. He just wanted to get in. Oh, there's extra contact as well. There's a headlight assembly there.
I think that was George Davis hitting the back of whoever that was recovering. That's a real shame to see that sort of contact, but everyone looks to have survived pretty much, even though there's a little bit of damage, but they've carried on, so there's not too much dramatic stuff going on apart from that. So everyone will carry on as normal. It's not obviously what anyone loves to see with that little bit of contact, but
oh, we've got a car going slow at Beckett's, actually. I'm thinking it's one of the cars involved in that. Maybe
possibly
broke the suspension or something.
Oh, it's George Davis, I'm afraid. George Davis had that engine problem in qualifying, and they managed to get it fixed overnight, thankfully, but unfortunately that was the contact that he had, I think, with the car that was coming back onto the road after the initial contact with Beavers and having made contact with there. So the leaders then make their way through. Hodgkin is up to 3rd place past Orton. It's Albert Webster still in. He's down to 6th position because he's been passed by Joseph Knight. So it's now 6th position for Knight, 7th place for Triggs, 8th place for Bradley Beavers, and then it's Brickley in 9th position and Smith in 10th. We'll get them to shake out a little bit. There might be a bit of switch around in the order.
Yeah, I think Knight's made it up to 5th place actually, and on that with the little exchange there. But I think it might have been Knight that potentially. No, it was Brickley on the inside, wasn't it, that made the original contact. Here we go. We're going to have a look at it now. So you've got Brickley on the inside. Beavers is in the middle. He just tries to close down the gap and get it turned in and ready. Oh. He's very lucky that didn't give him a puncture or break the suspension. Yeah. And you'll see as well, just as the cars slow down a little bit, ready for the contact on the exit, there is the. Oh, it just goes flying through.
It was a separate incident. I think that was Jake Triggs that he clipped the back. That George Davis clipped the back of Jake Triggs. So it was a separate incident as everyone was trying to avoid what was going on. So it was kind of two incidents there going on at the same time, but it looks as though, apart from unfortunately George Davis's car coming off worse from that one, everyone else is continuing on, which is the silver lining to all of that. We're now looking at this scrap that's going on here. So Joseph Knight is up to 5th position now, trying to keep Will Ord to the bay. Will not at the same pace he was running in race 1. He did say that he's making 1 or 2 mistakes in that first race, and he's sort of dropped back a little bit now that Dylan Hodgins got through into 3rd place. So 5th place for Joseph Knight, 6th now for Albert Webster, 7th place for Sid Smith, and he's been chased down by Jensen Brickley, who is still surviving after that contact with Bradley Beavers.
Yeah, it was the number 80 that he did hit. I've just had a look at it at the back of it as he's gone past, and there's a big hole in the right rear of it that's similarly shaped to the front left corner of a Fiesta Mark V. But yeah, it was just one of those moments. You know, he was trying to carry as much speed as he could through there, and just as he tried to get back over to the right hand side to avoid him, just clipped him with that left rear, and it's obviously broken something on the car, which is a real shame. But it's testament as well, the fact that Beaver's car is continuing, just how sturdy these little Fiestas are, isn't it? Because that could have easily been a broken suspension for either of them, and it's not. But look at this now, side by side, just trying to get the move done. Is he going to get it done though? He's thinking about it, but down the straight there's not really much of a difference between the two of them. This is Smith and Webster.
Smith has got the outside line. Webster's going to hold on to it, and Brickley going for another move inside in. Oh, Sid Smith saw him late there, and Brickley, I mean, kudos for him for trying the moves. It didn't quite work the first time with Beavers, but that time he almost scared Sid Smith out of the way in many cases in that side. I think it came steaming down the inside, and Sid went to go and turn in and thought, oh, crikey, there's another car on me inside.
Good awareness.
Yeah, very good awareness to Sid Smith there. He's a mini stocks racer like Jensen Brickley is, so those two will know kind of the world of mini stocks. And also a fellow short oval graduate from junior hot rods is Albert Webster, so he's come up from junior hot. So all three of them have come up from short oval racing. 2 in one discipline and 1 on the other. So the majority come through from karting, but we have got some from the junior short oval world, which is great to see. But one thing I have to get used to, of course, is that in junior short oval racing they don't have gears, whereas they do do here, of course, in the junior racing here. Now Brickley here got a good run off of Copse Corner.
I've just seen there, sorry, Webster just ran over the debris on the exit of Copse. There was obviously still that headlight assembly there, and I think, is it affecting that front left? He had a moment there as if it was, but I'm not sure. But he definitely hit that debris on the exit of Copse, and I'd be interested to see if that gives him a puncture, because it was quite a big piece of debris that he hit. Definitely ran directly over it with that front left, so I'll have to keep an eye on that and see whether it affects the car at all. But he's still fighting on. He's on the back of Brickley now, even looking down the inside. He's got the confidence to do it, nearly making contact. And Smith's going to be there thinking, oh no, what am I watching?
With Jake Trigger's getting back, it's absolutely one thing. You have to give credit to juniors. They're not scared at having a go for a move on.
Oh, no.
Right? And again, all fairness to Jensen Brickley's move there, of course. Again, these guys are novices and they're learning on the fly. They're learning on each lap they run. So, of course, there's going to be a discussion about it afterwards in the steward's office. But that's to happen afterwards. Let's focus on the racing now in terms of what's going on here. And this great race that we've got with a battling back and forth as Webster going one way then the other as Brickley goes defensive on the run into Copse Corner. But Webster just about holding on to the rear end of Brickley's cars to go through. Just a reminder, it's still Joseph Loke that leads now by 2.3 seconds from Jake Weston, with Dylan Hodgson on course for possibly a 3rd place finish here from Will Orton. Here are our leaders, and Weston isn't getting away from Dylan Hodgson here. Looks as though that Loke has got the pace on everyone else so far out in front. So there could be a battle brewing for 2nd place if they all come back together between Weston, Hodgson and Orton, and also improved pace from Cadwell for Joseph Knight. He possibly could be looking for a good result in 5th position there. Jensen Brickley, when they came across the line, was still in front in 6th, but they're side by side again in the background for 7th. And also we can see Jake Triggs in the 3rd of the race car consultants run cars there, and number 80, the Scotsman. He's possibly going to look up the inside of Sid Smith, which he does. Has a move, and there's a bit of a tap there from Webster as he tried to go back up the inside of Brickley on the cut back. Couldn't quite get it stuck. So let's try again here.
I've just noticed, sorry, in the number 80, after that contact, it knocked the right-hand side window out on the driver's door, if you'll notice. It's wobbling around a bit because it's obviously just deformed the side of the car slightly as he's hit it that hard. But side by side, just in front, still Webster and Brickley. Webster just in front as they go down the straight. But, well, you know these a lot better than I do, Scott. I don't think it's going to stay that way, is it?
We've also got, it's a 5-car scrap now, because look just in the background there, the Trade Price Cars delivery machine of Alex Lee's in there as well. He's at the moment in 10th position. So this is the battle in the second half of the top 10, from 6th down to 10th here as they come up through Copse Corner again. Look at that, you see the Trade Price Cars car in the background. Now for 2nd place, Jake Weston has been caught by Dylan Hodgson here, exiting Beckett, and Will Orton's not too far away. Again, not quite on the same pace he had in race 1 to keep up with Joseph Loke, but he is doing the best job he can. There is 5th position man Joseph Knight in the black and white car there, just the right shot, and then everyone else behind them in that pack for 6th position. It's great to see. And also see Bradley Beavers in the background recovering. He's just behind Alex Sprange, so Alex Sprange could possibly get an 11th place here for his first race weekend, which would be quite nice to see. And Bradley Beavers is still running, but in 12th, as Weston's the rear end of that car really being put under pressure here from a very feisty Dylan Hodge, who's trying to recover after a bit of a shaky qualifying. Got up to 6th in race 1. In the second race, he's on fire at the moment.
He's doing a great job, and Brickley's back ahead of Weston, by the way. Sorry, Webster. They've changed around once again as they've come through Luffield. There's your race leader, though. He is still in this race, is Loke, but he's just miles out in front. Weston now having to defend here from the number 50 of Hotchin. Interesting livery on that car, actually. I quite like that. The red line that follows all the bodywork all the way around. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just behind them as well, they need to be careful about the fact that Willem Orton, no relation to Randy, is very much in the fight here. He's just sort of waiting, biding his time, isn't he, to see what happens ahead. Because when you're in these scraps, you know, I always say in motorsport, you've got to be in it to win it, and it's just one of the phrases I carry with me. But in this situation with a battle, you don't necessarily need to be the one that's really forcing the issue if the cars in front are fighting as well, because they're doing the work for you to hold themselves back and make it a little bit easier. But as this race winds down, we've got 4.5 minutes left now. You might see Orton start to make a few moves here, because he's definitely got the pace to stay with them. It's just whether he actually makes something of it. This is the number 80 now, looking down the inside of Webster. He's still behind Brickley. These two have been absolutely phenomenal to watch. Look at that wheel cocking all the way around there. And look at that now. Webster takes a very wide line into Luffield to try and get the run on the exit, because he knows down towards Copse at turn 1 is the prime opportunity to do this. But the number 80, just behind him of Triggs, has also done a similar thing. He was a bit tighter on the way into Luffield, but he's still got a good run himself. And as they go down the straight then, just wondering whether he gets it done.
Just quickly look at them. I think there's an issue for Sid Smith, unfortunately, because his car's going to slow down the pit straight, and unfortunately, he's pulling off onto the grass at Brooklands. We look back to our scrap for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and they have closed up again now. So Weston, who got his first podium on his first race of the championship with 3rd place earlier on in race 1 this morning, he is now pushing on to try and resist from Dylan Hodgson, who got his first podium of the championship in the 2nd race at Cadwell. He got 3rd place, and he managed to take it away from Albert Webster, but with a great pass, and to get himself through. So Joseph Knight's in a bit of no man's land there in 5th, but he is slowly closing up, but probably not close enough and quick enough to be able to trouble these 3 for 2nd place. The lead gap for Joseph Loke, by the way, is 3.8 seconds, and he's lapping at least 3/10 quicker than the cars around him, although the cars here are lapping pretty much on the same pace. So it's all this battle that's been going on initially, and the initial pace that he had in those first few laps has got him that gap. But now that we've gone to a little bit later on in the race, and whether or not Joseph's used his tyres a bit more once again, like he did in race 1 when he talked to Bryn, he said after about lap 6 his tyres were starting to go off a little bit. Maybe he's done that again, and now everyone else is setting just about a similar lap time pace. Crossed the line that time by, though. I say that. Actually, his last lap was half a second slower than the cars behind him, so the gap has gone down to 3.3. So, but that said, they either have to really come off the cliff or, touch wood, have some kind of an incident or a mistake for these 3 to close back in again. But it looks as though that initially that effort to build that gap before his tyres, he predicted possibly started to go off, seems to be working at the moment to keep these 3 at bay, who, if they keep on battling amongst each other, they're not going to catch him as quickly as they might have done if they're all kind of working together to close up. Yeah, definitely. I think that at the moment Loke just needs to just keep his head. He's done everything really well so far, and like you say, hasn't he won every race so far this season? He has indeed, yeah. But Hotchin doing a great job of putting the pressure on, but it's quite a wise performance by Hotchin at the moment, because as Weston goes a little bit deep into Brooklands, he's on 2 wheels around there, then catching the curb, flicking up a bit of dust. But as I was going to say though, Hotchin, he's not trying too hard to send it down the inside and make really sort of bold manoeuvres. He's just following along with Weston and waiting for the opportunity to come to him, and that's one of the main things. You don't often see it in juniors because, you know, these drivers, they're younger minds, they're a bit more aggressive, and they just think about the move. They don't think about the long run game all of the time. As you say, they are learning as they go every single lap here, but this is a very, very headstrong performance by Hotchin. And Weston as well defending well. We've got the number 80 of Triggs in the pit lane, I'm afraid. Yeah, that's a shame. Jake Triggs in the pit lane, so unfortunately issues for him. I don't know if it's possibly a consequence of when he got hit from the rear by George Davis earlier on, I'm not sure, but Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And get back out again. It's up the inside. Dylan Hodgson makes contact with West. He couldn't get it stopped. The pair of them go sideways and up the inside past both of them goes Will Orton. That was almost a bit of a free pass there.
What was I saying?
I have to admit that was a little bit ambitious maybe from Dylan. I'm not. He came up the inside. That's at the same time. I think Jake was trying to take the corner. I didn't realise that Dylan was going to become steaming down the inside like that. But even so, it's in many cases given a free second place at the moment to Will Orton. And if Jake West is not careful, it might be third. And I think possibly that contact might have wounded Dylan Hodgson more than it did Jake Weston, because he's dropping back a little bit on the back straight, which is a shame. It
was definitely limping then, wasn't it? He's wide through Brooklyn as well. He's actually indicating he's just gone off the circuit. I think it's broken something. Oh, he's actually had a moment. He's coming back on. He's spinning across Luffield. He's still on the grass on the inside, but something definitely broke on that car. He was really, really wide around Brooklyn, which of course is a left-hander, and then suddenly the car straightened up. And as it got onto the grass, it just spun very quickly to the right, and he's now parked on the inside. So we've got double waved yellows there as we're on to the final lap of the race. But Loke is going to be one of the first cars on the scene there to see that. But luckily, like I said, out of the way. But it's a real shame that. But I nearly actually called him Randy Orton then. Orton's still in second place though. He's going to be very happy with that. And as I was saying before, Scott, in it to win it. It happened in front of him, and look at this now from Knight. He's all over the back of Weston as Weston decides to take the Grand Prix loop, and this is almost looking like a podium here for Knight.
It possibly could be. It could be the same podium from race 1, or Joseph Knight, if he can pull off a move that works, is in with a chance of possibly snatching his first podium and his best result in the championship so far.
Down
Knight
towards
go to Brooklands.
Oh no, he hasn't.
Doesn't make the dive up the inside lane. He might try go for the undercut if he forces Weston to go deep, but I think he's forcing him to go deep.
Double wave yellows though.
But he can't pass. Very good point. No, he can't pass because of Dylan Hodgson's car that's been off the road. I think that's the order that's going to stay in, but as they come up through the final couple of corners for the last time, it is going to be, it looks like third place for Jake West, another second place for Will Orton, but can you stop this boy from winning? Joseph Loke makes it 4 from 4 in the Fiesta Junior Championship for 2020. He takes a perfect score of 100 points from each race so far. Will Orton with 4 second places on the bounce now, his closest mates, and Jake Weston does pick up a second podium with third place, 4th for Joseph Knight. It's 5th for Jensen Brickley after all the antics that he was in, and 6th place for Alex Lee. Something I'm guessing must have happened at some point between Brickley and Webster, because Alex Lee's up to 6th now. 7th for Alex for Webster. It's 8th place for Bradley Beavers and 9th place for Alex Sprange, and he picks up a top 10 on his first result, which is fantastic.
Awesome.
And also I think for Mitch Murillo coming through in 10th, what a way to start his racing career. He picks up a top 10 too, so that's fantastic to see. He comes home in 11th place, and so I believe, given everything that went on, I believe he is the last finisher across the line, because, oh no, we've got Bryony Davis, forgive me. Bryony Davis is coming home in 12th. She picks up more points towards her championship total, another race completed. Here's the replay. Oh, I think Dylan maybe just misjudged the braking a little bit there, and it got both very, very sideways.
Orton was lucky actually there, wasn't he? Because obviously the front wheel drive nature of the cars, they both get on the power, and they suddenly flicked back to the left, and it just sort of cleared them out of the way for Orton, but there was nearly contact. I think if they would have carried on sliding that way, Orton was going around a little bit deep just to try and avoid that, but got away with it. And like you say, 4 wins for Loke, 4 second places for Orton.
Yep, Joseph Loke continues his run of his 100% winning record. 4 starts, 4 wins, and William Orton keeps up his 100% second place finishing order. 4 races, 4 second places. Jake Weston makes it a pair of podiums from Silverstone on his first weekend. Joseph Knight with his personal best result of 4th. Jensen Brickley had a pretty eventful race, but picks up 5th nonetheless. Alex Lee managed to pick his way through the action to get 6th position, ahead of Albert Webster in 7th place. 8th for Bradley Beavers after he got contact from Brickley at Copse Corner. 9th place for Alex Sprange and Mitch Marie, 2 rookie drivers in their first ever weekends to get each to get a top 10. Credit where credit's due to be able to be there at the end. Then Bryony Davis, who comes home as the last finisher. Sadly, we lost Dylan Hodgson after the contact with Weston. Jake Triggs, I think, must have been a legacy of the contact with George Davis.
Yeah.
Sid Smith must have had some kind of a mechanical issue which dropped him back. I didn't see him make any contact with anyone. And then George Davis, sadly, I think, was an innocent bystander of, I think, Jake Triggs trying to avoid the first incident of cops, and then unfortunately he hit the back of Jake Triggs' car, and that unfortunately sent him parking it up at Beckett's. So, admittedly, a little bit more action-packed, maybe not something that we quite have wanted from the Fiesta Juniors, but even so, nonetheless, these are rookie drivers. They are still learning their way through the championship and getting to grips with the car. And so let's see what the top 3 from that race thought. It's exactly the same top 3 for Bryn, so familiar ground. So let's see if we can have a chat with our 3 Fiesta Juniors down there with Bryn in the Parc Fermé.
Absolutely. Thanks very much there, gents. I shall do my best, I promise. They're over to the left-hand side. We can have a look at them while... Don't look at my ugly mug with a mask on. Look at these young lads of the future. They are going to be ripping up, I'm sure, for the future, for the next, I don't know, number of years, really, with Fiestas and who knows where. And Joseph Loke, we saw him 4 wins out of 4. I mean, this is just incredible. He just goes from strength to strength, doesn't he? We'll get a chat with him in just a few minutes. We're also going to speak to Alex Spang, who is the driver of the meeting for the BRSCC. Going to speak to him about how he managed to get that particular award. But just need to get the drivers to come over. They are just getting their masks on, you know, doing their hair. They are all teenagers. They want to look their very best at all times, obviously. Getting some fluids as well. Very, very hot inside those cars. I mean, outside in the shade, it's quite nice and cool. In the sunshine, you do cook a little bit. And so in those cars, you'll be getting very, very warm indeed. So let's get Joseph. Let's get Joseph over. Joseph, can we grab a word with you very quickly? And he's going to go back for his photographs. Very important to get photographs of these two. But we'll get a quick word with him and concentrate on the other drivers as well. This is becoming quite a good habit for you, isn't it?
Good race. I mean, it's a habit, but kind of. I'm sure it'll change. You know, they'll catch me. There's no doubt about it. You know, they're catching me already. From Cadwell, it was a 14-second gap in both races. Today, obviously, race 1 was only a second, and the other race was I don't know what it was then, but yeah.
They're definitely getting nearer, but the crucial thing is they're not able to get near enough. I mean, a second is still a sizable chunk of distance out there, particularly on the Silverstone National Circuit. Yeah,
one of the least technical tracks we'll go to, but it's still a good track. It's nice for people to be a lot closer because as much as it is nice to win, it's better to have a good battle with everyone else. So I'd rather come second but know that I've fought all out than win but know that I've not had to do any racing.
Well, maybe next time ease off for a couple of laps, all right? That's just not going to happen, right? As much as he wants that, it's not going to happen. Well done, great win there for Joseph. So, you know, he wants this more competitive racing and things, but he's not willing to ease off in any way. Typical racer. Let's go to our second place then. William, this was another really strong performance from you.
Yeah, on the outlap I realised the ABS wasn't working, so it was hard trying to drive around that. I was happy with the result.
But it's frustrating, isn't it? And you go out on track and suddenly realise, because you have to put that problem to the back of your mind, because if that sits right at the very front of your thinking, it will ruin everything you do out on track.
I was just trying to focus on just giving it a little bit of break. I had to blip it when I was changing gears to stop the fronts locking, but overall a good race.
Well done. It's not been a bad day for you.
No.
You'll take it.
Yeah, thank you to the whole of Ali Rushforth Motorsport for the great setup and Cypher for their support this season.
Well done to you.
Thank you.
Not a bad day at all. Not a bad day in the office. Let's see if we can quickly grab Jake for a second. Jake coming in third, and another strong race. And when you saw how close they're getting near the very end, I'm sure he thought for a second he might have been able to grab second. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. Everything just slipped into place other than the last 2 laps. So, yeah.
Yeah. What happened there? Was it tyres?
Well, no. I just got caught up because I was just pushing my own air. And Will and Dylan were pushing together to catch up to me, and then coming into Beckett's, Dylan thought there was a move there, and I was at the apex. So, just one of those things, and racing's racing. So.
Certainly is, and whatever happens, you'll learn from it no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. It's just it's my first race in a Fiesta, so it's just a massive learning curve. So.
If I was you, I'd be pretty happy with today's work.
Yeah, 2/3, my first meeting. You can't be happier than that, to be fair. So.
Some people would race for years and never get that, so well done to you. Onwards and upwards.
Thank you.
Well done there to Jake. Now I want to bring one more person in. This is a guy who has raced. Well, he's raced for this season, and he's self-funding. He's kind of working fully on his own, getting his budget together. He's learned so much over the course of the year, and he has been named by the BRSCC the driver of the meeting. George, well done to you, Alex. Sorry, that was a fantastic achievement for you, because your results out on track, they've been really impressive.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It's like I came into this weekend, the first time I've ever been in a car by myself, and I just worked up the pace and worked up the pace and worked up the pace. First result I wasn't overly happy with, but yeah, we just pushed on for race 2, and yeah, yeah, I'm really happy with the result. Yeah.
It's always a steep learning curve, and you're learning it on your own. So, little trophy there, well done to you. And I mean, you must just be stoked with what's happened so far.
It's amazing. Yeah, I like two and a half months ago I couldn't drive, and now I'm at Silverstone winning drives to me, and it's a special moment. And I'd recommend like anyone that can do it, sign yourself up for Fiesta Juniors, and yeah, give it a go.
Great stuff, great testimony. Well done there to Alex. Brilliant trophy. Hold it up, just give us a cheer, give us a wave. There you go. The driver of the meeting. Well done there to Alex. Driver of the meeting for the BRSCC. Fiesta Juniors showing us again how good they are at racing. Self-funded, learning it all for himself and doing a brilliant, brilliant job. I can't get the names right, can I? But they can get it right out on track. That is for sure. So we've got more racing coming up. Back to Scott, back to Chaz, because we have for you more action from the BRSCC and the MX-5s.
Right, welcome back, everybody. And we have another superstar guest with us, part of the Fiesta Family feature that we're doing. And I'm delighted to say we're joined by Daniel Lewis. Dan, how are you, my friend? Are you well?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Certainly enjoying the day, I have to say. Now, Dan, you're going to be racing with the Fiesta Juniors this year. And am I right in thinking it's going to be your first season?
Yeah, it is.
Excellent, excellent. Have you done much racing before? We get a lot of people come from karting, etc. What have you done? What's been your route to the Fiesta Juniors?
I've watched my dad, and then I like the racing, so came along.
So your dad's a bit of a driver, is he?
Yeah, he does K-rooms.
Yes, I did hear a little rumor. I say rumor. Laura told me. Actually, they'd done quite a bit. So I assume you got the racing bug from your dad, then going trackside with him, watching him racing. And now it's your turn. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, you've been out with your dad quite a bit, I imagine. Is there a particular track that you're looking forward to going racing on this year with the Fiesta Juniors?
Silverstone's one of my favourites. Done a track day there.
Good. Plenty of overtaking opportunity, nice and wide as well, Silverstone, isn't it? I think it could be quite a good one. That would be a cracking one to watch as well. And of course, we'll be live for all of the Fiesta Juniors this year as well. Dan, look, let's just talk a little bit. Why did you get involved with the Fiesta Juniors?
Because of my dad. I thought it looked really fun, and I asked him if I could join, and he said, "Yeah." And we find a car to race in, and the Fiestas look pretty fun. So.
Yeah, not half. Have you done much testing at all?
Yeah, a couple of testing sessions. Yeah.
Good man. And what was the car like to drive? Are you feel like you're up to speed with it?
Yeah, lots of practice. It's a really fun car.
Yeah, definitely. They say they're mini touring cars essentially, aren't they? Which is good. Now look, now you're part of the Fiesta family. What's the long-term goal for you, Daniel? Is motorsport what you're hoping to do full-time one day?
Well, I reckon I'll go into seniors and see what happens then, because you never know.
Exactly. Well, look, the world is your oyster from there, isn't it, really? And I know certainly, Laura, you'll look after Daniel this year, won't you? And we've had a lot of drivers go quite a long way, haven't we? We've got Ollie Turner as well, who's ripping motorsport up as well. Look, Daniel, really, really appreciate you joining us today. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you trackside this season. I'm going to be at every track as well, but if you want to get anything done, don't talk to me, talk to Laura. She's probably the best person to speak to. She does all the organising. Daniel, look, thanks so much. Can't wait to see you trackside. Is your dad going to be coming along to all the meetings this year?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I look forward to meeting him there. Right, that is Daniel Lewis, part of the Fiesta family this season. It's his debut season. Can't wait to see him in action. We're going to go to a short break, but don't go anywhere because we've got so much more coming up for you here today. It's the Fiesta Junior Open Day live. We'll see you soon. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Fiesta Family interview. And it's a real pleasure to be joined by James Pope. James, how are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm well. Nice to meet you.
Yes, and you, likewise. Now, James, I understand this is going to be your first season racing cars, isn't it? But you do bring a bit of experience to the field, don't you? What have you done before?
Started go-karting when I was 7. Moved up to Honda Cadet when I was around 10. Did club rounds, won a couple of races, which was quite good. Got some competitors. Was really good. Good fun.
Good man, good man. So you're now making a move up to cars, and you're only 14, aren't you? Why the move now?
So it's a big step up. Wanted a bigger challenge ahead. Wanted a bit more fun. And, wanted to take it up to the next level, try and get to my big dream. And
the big dream, let's talk about that. What is that big dream?
It's to get up to touring car. Ever since I went to Brands Hatch, saw them go around, it was inspiring. Wanted to get into that, have some fun, do everyone proud.
I'm sure you certainly will this season as well. Of course, they do say the Fiestas, they're mini touring cars, aren't they, really? So there's no kind of better place to learn your trade. Talking about learning your trade, you did your ARDS test, don't you? And we think you might be the only driver to have passed your ARDS test. But, of course, you needed to choose a booster seat because you're so young. Is that right?
Yeah. Small.
Yeah. Hey, James, I'm only 5'7", and I'm 35, so that's it. I'm finished. James, let's talk about the season ahead that we've got coming up. Obviously, we know we're looking forward to it, etc. Where are you most looking forward to racing at? Which circuit you're most looking forward to going to?
Probably Snetterton. When I went out there first, brilliant track. It was really good fun. A lot of track times. It was really good fun.
It's quite a quick track, actually, Snetterton as well. I think you can probably really get the car around, get it throwing, and getting right in there. What would you say is your biggest skill behind the wheel? Did you get a good feel for the gears, and are you hot on the brakes? Where'd you say is your biggest attribute?
Probably smoothness, because you got to be smooth with the Fiestas. If you get it too aggressive, then you've got the car going around too much, scrubbing off speed. Probably smoothness and pace. Probably, yeah.
Sounds like you've got the full package there, James. Pretty good stuff, indeed. And look, we've spoken about you've done karting, etc. You want to get to the BTCC. Obviously, the Fiestas is a great way of doing that. Is that why you've decided to go with the Fiestas, because they're the most like the touring cars, or is there another reason why you decided to get involved with the Fiesta Juniors?
Yeah, probably that's the reason why. Yeah.
Excellent. Good man. Well, look, James, I wish you absolutely every luck for the season. I'm going to be at every round as well. And Laura's going to be doing a fine job looking after everybody, aren't you, Laura? I think we might have a minor delay on Laura, not to worry. James, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure on this open day for the BRSCC Fiesta Juniors. Remember, if you've got a question at any point, please do comment below. We can see the questions, and the Fiesta Junior website is running across the bottom there. We are going to go to a very short break now, but we'll be back live very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon. Right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Fiesta Family Live interview. And what a treat it is to be joined by Sid Smith. Sid, how are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
I'm good, thank you. Are you all good?
Very good, very good. Now, Sid, it's great to have you with us here, of course. And you competed actually in the Fiesta Juniors last season, didn't you? How did it go? Hello, Sid. Hello.
Hello.
There he is. I got you. You're back.
Did you say about this year? Sorry.
Yeah.
Year,
well,
sorry.
let's talk about last year. How did it go for you?
Well, we got some mid-table finishes. We tried to get some podium, but had a bit of unluck in some races and didn't go away. So wasn't the best, but we got some good finishes and really good experience. So I'm happy with that.
Good man. And talking of experience, obviously racing this season as well. What are you really going to take from last year that you learned that you're going to bring straight into 2021?
Well, obviously we're doing some of the same tracks as last year, so I want to take my experience from those tracks and hopefully go to the new tracks this year and know where the track goes and start improving the small bits to get up front than the big bits of actually learning where the track goes.
Yeah, definitely, it's vital. Do you do a track walk? Do you get the chance to do a track walk whenever you arrive?
Oh yeah, definitely. I find that essential. The day we get there, and normally like the Saturday night, I do a track walk, both of those, just to see anything like new curbs, where the rubber is, where the grip is, just stuff like that. So yeah, I find that really helpful.
Good man, good man. Now I know your dad's done a bit of racing, hasn't he? As well. Is that what inspired to get you into motorsports, Sid?
Yeah, definitely. Just going to watch his races when I was little, and yeah, just really growing up with it makes me want to, do it.
Good
Definitely.
man. And what's the long-term goal for you then? Obviously, another season in the juniors. What's the long-term goal for you? Are you looking to make it to the touring cars, or are you looking at a different route?
I'm definitely looking to go down the closed car route, not the single seaters. So the main goal for me would be touring cars or GT racing, something like that. That'll be the ultimate goal.
Exactly. A cracking route to go down as well, by the way, isn't it? Which track are you most looking forward to going to this season? Sid, where was your favourite last season? Any particular results stand out? I think I can't wait to go back there this year.
We haven't raced there before, but it's definitely going to be Alton Park. I've done a test day there over the winter break, and I just found it is such a good track. I just can't wait to race it. I think the Fiestas will suit the track perfectly, and there'll be some really good racing.
Excellent. Top man, top man. And finally, Sid, I won't keep you too long. I know you're a busy man. But anybody watching this and thinks, yeah, I fancy a bit of that, why should people get involved with the Fiesta Juniors? What makes it so good?
Well, the three main choices are for circuit racing. I think Fiesta Junior, the Saxo, obviously, and Ginetta Junior. I think with the Ginettas, it's a bit on the pricey side, and it's just a bit too much pressure too soon, especially for a young age. So, and then Saxo, I feel like it's a bit on the other side. So I think Fiesta is a nice balance in between. It's good publicity and not the most expensive thing in the world either. It's one of the cheapest. And like I said, the racing is extremely good. So I'm loving it.
That it is. The racing is absolutely spot on. And Chris said, I'm pleased that you're going to be part of it again this year. Can't wait to see you trackside. I'll see you next month. Well, actually, this month, isn't it? I'll see you at Croft very, very, very soon indeed. That's Sid Smith. Thank you so much for joining us, Sid. Take care. I'll see you very, very soon. Now we're going to go to another very short break, but we've got so much still to come up today on the Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. Right, hello everybody and welcome back to the Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day, and we're delighted to say, actually, aren't we, Laura, that everybody's a very special guest, but we've got a former champion on the show as well. It's Ollie Turner, 2019 Fiesta Junior Champion. Ollie, how you doing, mate? It's great to see you again. It's been a couple of years since I last saw you trackside. How's it going?
Yeah, things are going well. Yeah, it's sad to not be part of. Well, obviously, still am part of the Fiesta paddock, but yeah, it's sad to not be racing, obviously. But yeah, things have changed. I'm now racing in the Volkswagen Racing Cup, so yeah, that's a big step up for me and my family. But yeah, things are going well, thank you.
Well, they are going well. We'll touch on that shortly as well. And by the way, you'll always be a member of the Fiesta family, Ollie, as well. Let's go back to your time with the Fiesta Juniors. Of course, we met in 2019, didn't we? And you picked up the title that year. Just talk us about 2019 and your experience with the Fiesta Juniors that particular season.
Yeah, I mean, 2019 was a massive massive step for me in my driving career. Racing career even, and yeah, I loved every minute of it. It was the year that I think, even though the grids weren't as big that year, we still proved that the Fiesta, the natural racing side of the Fiesta Championship is still really strong. So regardless of the grid size, you're always guaranteed an amazing race, and that was proven in the first race of 2019, and that was when me and Magnus, the 2018 champion, had a cracking battle to kick off the year, and obviously that came out with me leading the championship at that point. And yeah, but it's been a great experience over the past. Well, I did 4 seasons in the juniors, and yeah, just an amazing experience, and I can't recommend the championship enough to anyone looking right now, really.
So, Ollie, even before you joined the Fiesta Junior Championship, we're gonna go back. What, 5-6 years now, I guess. Why did you want to get involved with the Fiesta Juniors? What was it about it that thought, yeah, this is the next step for me?
To be perfectly honest, it's just the friendly people around. It just makes things less daunting, because I know everyone looking at motorsport on the circuits will just automatically think, wow, this is massive. But Fiesta Juniors made racing make me look at it in a different approach, yeah, and in that sense, it just made it more approachable financially, and I guess it's just a lovely, friendly environment, and yeah, I'm just glad I felt that way, and I feel if anyone else were to join the championship, they'd feel the same love and warmth that I had when I first joined. So,
well, I think
that's kind of what drew me to the championship.
Good man. I think a lot of that credit has to go to you, Laura, doesn't it? You certainly make it a very family-friendly place to be. In fact, I remember, Ollie, we had a barbecue. We had a Christmas party, didn't we, in the middle of June, that title-winning season for you. I remember that. We even had a Christmas tree, didn't we, Laura?
We did it with a huge Christmas tree as well. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was a whopper,
yeah,
wasn't
it was good fun, that was.
It was.
Ollie,
obviously, since 2019, you then went to the Fiesta Seniors, didn't you? How was that for you?
Well, it's a lot different. That's all I can say. Is you're not racing against kids anymore at this stage, and yeah, you're racing against adults who've raced a lot longer than you. But then obviously for me, I was still quick, so it kind of made things a little bit easier. But yeah, it's completely different style of racing. It's a little bit more frantic, let's say. But yeah, no, I still enjoyed it as much as I did when I left juniors, and yeah, I learned loads for this season, really. So it was great to come away with third as well. Obviously, that was good.
That's sensational, by the way. Congratulations on that. And you've progressed once again, aren't you? You're certainly a big success story. A great advert, by the way, for the Fiesta Juniors. You're now on the TCR undercard, aren't you, with the VW Cup? And things have started out pretty well, haven't they, Ollie? Talk us about Silverstone last weekend.
Well, yeah, no. Again, yeah, like you said, we've taken another big advancement in racing, and yeah, I signed with JM Racing this year for the Volkswagen Racing Cup, and yeah, we did well at Silverstone. Yeah, we got a pole and then a win, so can't get any better than that on a debut. So yeah.
No. Ollie, what was the aspirations? What was the expectations going into the season? Have they changed now? Because now you've picked up that pole and that win, and you're thinking, hang on, I could win the title. And was that the expectation to start, to be in the hunt?
No, I've wanted to win it ever since I signed with them. Really, we both came to the agreement that we had the ability to do it. So there's no reason to doubt each other. So we're there to win, and we're there to prove ourselves. So
fantastic, Ollie. Thank you. Laura's come back. She's come back. I think she went away to make a nice cup of tea. I haven't. She didn't
come
get.
back.
I ain't got one.
Technical issues. I'm sorry.
It happened. Look, you're live. It's what happens when we're live. Ollie, once again, I just want to say thanks to you as well, because you know, you're always a great sport. You're always up for having a good chin wag with us in the paddock as well, and it's always great to catch up with you. Best of luck for the season. Thanks for coming on to this as well. I know you're a super busy man. Like I said, you'll always be a part of the Fiesta family. It's Ollie Turner, the 2019 champion and leader in the VW Cup Championship standings in 2021 as well. Hey, how good does that sound? Right, Ollie, thanks so much, buddy.
It's all good.
You take care. We'll see you soon.
Speak to you both soon.
Cheers, Ollie. We're going to go to a short break. But we've got so much still to come up. We'll see you soon. Thank you. You're coming over to race into the Fiesta Juniors this season, of course. With a bit of experience, what were you doing before the Fiesta Juniors?
Before I was doing the junior saloon car in the Saxos.
Okay, and you're coming over to race in the Fiesta Juniors now. It's probably a cracking experience in the Saxos, was it?
Yeah, it was very good. A good starting place, but now I'm moving up to the Fiestas to get better experience.
Yeah, kind of moving into the mini touring cars, I suppose. Really,
Yeah.
Before you did the junior saloons, did you do any karting or autocross? Did you go down that route?
No, well, I had a couple sessions at like Lakeside karting in like the rental carts, but that's it.
I know Lakeside karting very well. I was there last year for a charity event. I'm going to be there again this year as well, actually. Cracking little track that, by the way, Lakeside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good, very fast.
Couple of tight hairpins that catch a lot of people out, isn't there, as well up there?
Yeah,
You've got to be on it.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, you're in the Fiesta Juniors. You're going to go for it this season. What's the expectation for you? Obviously, you bring a good level of experience from last season into this season. What's the expectation for you?
Obviously, I'd like to finish high up and win the championship. Obviously, try my best and have a good battle with everyone else and have a good time.
That's what we like to hear. Having a good time, wants to win the championship, Laura. That's what we like, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Enthusiasm.
Certainly
and you'll
enthusiasm.
have a good time in our paddock.
Yeah.
You will have a good time because we'll probably have a Christmas party in June or July again. Obviously, COVID. Archie, what's the long-term goal for you then? We talk to a lot of drivers, and a lot of it is they want to get to touring cars, etc., and really make a long-term career out of motorsport. Is it a similar sort of pattern for you?
Yeah, obviously, being from not really a racing background, not doing anything before, obviously going into the Saxos was a big step for me, considering I hadn't done anything. Now moving into the Fiestas, which is a totally different thing, obviously getting used to it. But obviously I'd like to move up and into the mini championship because they're like another step up. But the end goal, I think, is to try and do truck racing like my dad.
Yes, I do know your dad, and I am doing truck racing again this year as well, I'm pleased to say. And they are monsters, by the way, aren't they? They are absolutely incredible. That's going to take some serious control. Archie, what would you say coming into this season with the Fiestas? What's the big difference between last year and this year, the Saxo and the Fiesta?
Obviously, the Fiesta is more advanced compared to the Saxos. Obviously, a lot more power. In the Fiestas, you feel more in control of the car. So obviously, getting used to being something completely different.
Yeah, excellent. As I've said this numerous times, people are probably tired of me saying it now. They are like mini touring cars, aren't they?
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, Archie, look, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you this season. I am going to be at every single Fiesta Junior Championship race this year, getting in everybody's way and bugging everybody and walking around with a camera and annoying you. So apologies in advance. Do tell me just to go away, get out of the way if I'm annoying you at any time. Is your old man going to be joining us as well?
Yeah, when he's not at his racing, he'll be coming to all of mine. Yeah. So
excellent, fantastic. I can't wait to
him as well.
Yeah. Look, I can't wait to see you, Archie. It's going to be a wonderful season. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to go to a short break. Our next guest is actually waiting down below. I can see them. We're just going to go to a short break just to bring them in any minute now. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a minute. Right, everybody, welcome back for another Fiesta Family driver interview. I'm delighted to be joined by Alex Branges here with us. Alex, how you doing, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm not too bad at all. But Alex, enough about me. We're here to talk about you and find out a little bit more about you. Now, obviously, Alex, I know you raced with the Fiesta Juniors last year, but how did you initially get into motorsport? What's been your history? Have you done karting? What's been the route for you?
It was quite difficult for me.
quite difficult for me because obviously I didn't really know where to start with racing because I didn't come from karting or ovals or anything like anyone else. So it was difficult to find a sort of championship that had that sort of happy medium between welcoming the new drivers, but also having that base of drivers that, you know, sort of were experienced with racing. And at the time I joined Fiesta Juniors, the grids were quite small, so it was a great stepping stone for me to sort of get into racing. And obviously, as the grid sizes have gone up, I've been able to get into some good racing between people that have the same sort of experience level as me. So yeah, it's been really good.
So you almost went in straight at the deep end then, Alex. Almost no experience, straight into it. Have you always had the motorsport bug? Was it always something you wanted to do from being a little kid?
I've always loved cars. I've always loved that from a very young age. But motorsports sort of came around not too young, maybe about 11 or 12, and that's when my dad started taking me to Brands, which is our local circuit. We used to watch the GT racing and stuff, and that's when I sort of fell in love with racing. And me and Dad said, let's try and get involved with it. And the rest is history, really. So we just tried to get involved in the best way we could. Obviously, it is expensive, but you know, it's worth it.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. It's certainly worth it, isn't it? Look, Alex, and going to watch motorsport at Brands Hatch, obviously a local track, then deciding to take that leap. Why did you choose the Fiesta Junior Championship then?
It's perfect, really, because you've got two ends of junior racing, really, and Fiesta's is sort of in that middle ground. And you've got the AST suspension and everything, where you can learn about that suspension setups, and you can take that into racing, into, you know, VW Cup, where they run exactly the same suspension, or even further than that. So you have that background knowledge of car setup, and the cars are, everyone talks about them as mini touring cars, really. So Fiestas is amazing because. And I do love racing with manuals as well, and they are good as well. And it gives you that sort of base. It gives you that really good base to expand on racing, really, and take it where you want to take it.
And talking of sorry, Laura, go ahead.
You've done quite a lot of the work to your car yourself, haven't you, Alex?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So that was. That I had to learn everything. We didn't really come. My granddad was a mechanic. We didn't, and that's pretty much it. So I didn't know about any of it, really. I had to learn it all myself just to try and get on the grid. Because we didn't come from karting or anything, it was difficult to allocate that budget for racing, and it wasn't a sort of normal thing to be spending that much money on it. So it was difficult, and I had to learn everything myself. But eventually, you learn your way around a Fiesta, and they're so stripped back that it's easy to learn how to how to work on them. Yeah,
I find that absolutely fascinating. So not only do you race it, you pretty much built it yourself as well. That's incredible. That really is actually quite impressive. Look, you're on the grid last year in 2020. Heading into 2021, what are you taking from last year into this year?
It was difficult because last year I didn't actually know how to drive anything really at the limit of what it's actually capable of doing. And coming into Silverstone last year, I had an hour's seat time in my Fiesta. That's it. And I never had an instructor in car, never had an instructor outside of car, in fact. I just sort of had to learn everything myself and just dived in there. And it didn't come out too badly, to be honest. But over this winter period, I've been working on driver development and fitness and all these things that you really do help when it comes to racing. So it's, in terms of taking things from last year into this year, there's not a lot. But last year really did sort of cement that base ground
for learning. Otherwise, if I didn't do that last year, then I wouldn't have learned what I obviously know now. So it was definitely beneficial. But I've built to be a better driver, and hopefully I can show that this year.
Fantastic. Well, look, you mentioned as well the Fiestas. They're like mini touring cars. Is that the long-term goal for you? You want to be a BTCC driver?
I think it's the goal of lots of drivers my age. I've obviously everyone that wants to race has that sort of imagine if you were in the touring cars, or imagine. But I've always loved GT racing, and that's actually what got me into motorsport. So to get in a GT3 car one day would be awesome. Maybe Le Mans GT car, or that's sort of the top goal. That's what I want to do one day. Yeah.
Well, Alex, when you make it at Le Mans one day, please don't forget your old mates Ian and Laura over here as well, eh? Alex, best of luck for the season. Thanks for taking time out. I can't wait to see. I'm going to be trackside at every Fiesta Junior event this season as well. So we'll catch up as the season progresses. That is Alex Sprangs there. He is going to be racing on for 2021 here at the Fiesta Junior Championship. We are going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we're going to have another Fiesta Family for you. We'll see you very, very soon. Right, hello everybody, welcome back and welcome to yet another Fiesta Family segment here. And we've got Harry Garman with us. Harry, how are you doing? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'm liking this, Laura, because everybody's asking how I am, but no one's asking how you are. Now, Harry, I understand this is going to be your first season with the Fiesta Juniors. Are you looking forward to it, first of all?
Yeah, it'll be great fun. So I've done a practice day at Brands Hatch, and I really enjoyed that. So it'll be a good season to come.
That's what I like to hear. Did Laura look after you very well there?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, Harry, obviously making a move into karting. What were you doing before? What were you doing last season?
So last season I was with Suzuki Swift Rallycross Championship. So that was the step I moved on from karting, but the sessions, they were only about 3 or 4 laps long, whereas the Fiestas are much longer, so more racing.
But Rallycross, that's really cool, and that's quite tricky as well. You must have pretty decent car control.
Yeah, that's one. If it's one thing it's taught me, it's how to handle it well. So that'll be helpful, I'm sure.
So you viewing this as a bit of a step sort of into a different direction for you, obviously more. I mean, I know they're done on Croft is a big rallycross track, isn't it, up there as well? But are you wanting to get more into circuit racing? I take it then, more traditional circuit racing.
Yeah, definitely, because the rallycross is much shorter on the track side of things, on the tarmac end. So full circuit racing is, I think, I prefer it. So yeah, it's a good step.
And where do you want to take? Sorry, Laura, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say that I think, well, from my history of FJC, I think Harry is the first person that's come from Rallycross. So, as far as I'm aware.
Hey, I love that. That's cool. We've had all sorts, haven't we, Laura? We've had autocross, we've had karting, we've got Rallycross. We've had complete racing rookies as well, haven't we? And it's a lovely mix, isn't it? Harry, what's the long-term goal for you? You're obviously now moving into full circuit racing. Do you want a full-time career in motorsport? Is that the goal?
That is the dream, but obviously it's very hard to say. I'll just do my best this season and see where it takes me, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And where are you most looking forward to heading to? Which track have you seen on a calendar and think, yes, I can't wait to get there?
Well, I was really looking forward to Silverstone, but obviously that's been cancelled this year. But Croft is a great track to. Well, I've never driven the full one, but only the Rallycross short section. But no, it looks great from the videos I've watched.
Fantastic. And why? We know obviously you want to get into circuit racing. We know that races are longer. It's a good test, isn't it? But why the Fiesta Juniors?
Well, first off, it's a Fiesta ST, which is quite a big step up from the Suzuki Swift I had last year. And yeah, it's a great looking championship from all the videos that I've watched. So it seemed really appealing.
And I have to say, I'm a little bit biased, but it's incredibly well run, isn't it, Laura?
Of course, yes.
Look, Harry, thanks so much for joining us here. I can't wait. I love talking to people who've never done it before as well, because you're in for such a wonderful year and such a huge experience as well. It's going to be wonderful. Can't wait to see you out on track. Laura, I bet you can't wait to see Harry sliding around Druids again and wherever we go and up and down the country. It's going to be wonderful, isn't it?
I can't wait. And hopefully Harry will have Silverstone in next year. So stay with us.
Cheers, Harry. Thanks so much for your time. As usual, we're just going to go to a very, very short break and bring our next guest in. We'll see you in a minute. Do not go anywhere. Right, everybody, welcome back to another very special Fiesta Family section here. And this one's actually slightly different, isn't it? Because as you can see, we're joined by the man himself. It's Ali Rushforth. Ali, how are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. I'm actually going to hand over to Laura for this one because Laura, it's quite Ali's doing some quite interesting stuff this season, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, Ali joined us as a team manager last year, running one of our fantastic teams. And he's actually offered to do something rather fantastic for us this year, haven't you, Ali?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're really pleased. So thank you so much. So it involves the rookies. So actually, do you want to tell us what you're doing?
I can do, I suppose, yeah. Well, I mean, I came into Fiestas last year. And I was doing Ginetta Juniors as well. And like I said to you and I said to other people, we were made so welcome by Fiestas coming into it. And, you know, we really liked that sort of atmosphere and feel that we got. And there were elements of the Fiestas that I tried taking over to the Ginetta Juniors, to be honest, like the Zoom meetings and all that sort of thing before events, which I thought were great. But one of the things I wanted to sort of bring from Ginettas to Fiestas was an incentive for first-year drivers. Obviously, last year there was only one driver that had done it before. The rest of the field were all brand spanking new. So really, everyone was fighting over second place. Joseph should have won it because he'd already got some experience behind him. But with the field this year sort of being half and half, I thought, well, why not give the new drivers something to work for, you know, a trophy of their own. So that's when I sort of contacted yourself and contacted BRSCC and said, look, you know, I'd like to provide a rookie trophy for each race. Whoever's the top rookie at the end of the year gets a championship, a rookie champion trophy. You know, and I'm quite happy to pay if they're wanting to stay in Fiestas for a second season, then I'll pay their registration fee for that as well, as part of the prize.
Yeah,
it's almost a bit like a Jack Sears trophy, then, isn't it? Almost in the Fiestas.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's just because you know experience does count for a lot. You know, I've raced, and you there's no substitute for experience. So with there being a split this year between returning drivers and new ones, you don't want the new ones to be disheartened by not being at the front straight away. I mean, we might be wrong. There might be rookies that are, top three straight away, but by giving them a prize of their own, they've got something to fight for. And then as their experience grows through the year, there's that as well as, overall placings.
Yeah, and it also gives us an opportunity to welcome new drivers in halfway through the season, which we're really keen to do, to get them out on track and get them started with us, maybe in preparation for the following season as well. And it gives them something to work towards as well, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's a fabulous incentive, I have to say. It's quite unique, actually, as well, isn't it? Like I said, BTCC kind of do something similar, but to do it, for these young girls and boys, of course, it's It's brilliant. What a motivation that is to go into it and knowing you could walk away with a title. Oh, it's just wonderful. It's a great idea, Ali.
Yeah, no, like I say, it was one of those things that they've done in Ginettas for a while, and you do get people. I mean, you know, with my drivers, you know, if they're rookies, we're sort of saying, look, you want to be looking for rookie podiums first, and then we build on that and go for overall podiums. And you know, and that's the reason why I thought, you know, I'll ask if I can bring that sort of element to the Fiestas, and you know, luckily enough, they said yes.
Yeah, well, we think it's a brilliant idea, and it really goes towards our ethos of helping the drivers to learn and encourage them to improve their practice.
Exactly.
It's a stepping stone within a stepping stone, isn't it? Absolutely magnificent stuff. Ali, are you going to be at every race meeting this season?
I'm going to try to be, aren't I? Yeah. No, I'll be there. I don't think there's any clashes with anything else we're doing, so... No, I mean, the year's going to be busy, sort of spread between 2 championships, but no, I'll be at them all. Yeah.
We're really pleased to have you on board, and we're really happy that you've offered to do this for us. So thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Fantastic. Ali, I can't wait to see you. And again, yeah, just to echo Laura's words, big thank you. That's a wonderful, wonderful incentive. Right, I think, Laura, we better go to a short break, hadn't we, and get our next guest in a minute. So that was Ali Rushforth there. Huge thank you to Ali. We'll go to a very short break. We'll be back very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a minute. Right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Fiesta Junior Championship live open day here this Saturday, 1st of May. And once again, we're joined by a wonderful guest. Everybody's a wonderful guest. Everybody's a special guest. And this young man certainly is. It's Joseph Knight. Joseph, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Very good indeed. In fact, Joseph, you position yourself in a wonderul position, haven't you? You've got your race suit on. There's trophies in the background. You're raring to go for this season. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. We're very ready for this season. We want to do well this season. So, yeah, definitely.
Good man. Now, this is going to be a second season, isn't it? You raced last year with the Fiesta Junior Championship. Just tell us about your experience last year.
Last year was I think productive was the best way to put it. Obviously, we didn't have the best first race at Cadwell. We had a lot of issues with the car. Obviously, we had to take the gearbox out 3 times during the weekend. So that didn't go so well. We took the car down to Specialized Motorsport, who we've been with ever since. They've helped us out massively. And then we pulled up to Silverstone. We was hoping to do well, and we got 3rd in qualifying there, which was really good for us. We got 2 fourths in the races, which was, again, a great achievement for us. And then come Donington, we get our first podium, which was... again, a great achievement. It was one of the goals for the year, so that was really good for us. And then we went Croft. It didn't go too well. It didn't exceed our expectations. I think that's the best way to put it. We was hoping for a podium, but instead we got, I think it was 2/6, which it wasn't ideal because we did have high hopes, and we did go into the championship, going to the race 3rd in the championship. We came out 4th. Wasn't the best race, but yeah, it could have been worse. But
it's motorsport, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But overall, it was a very good season for us. Like I said earlier, it was very productive, and we're feeling strong about this year.
One of those trophies, the one from Donington, I can see in the back there.
No. The one from Donington, I don't know where that is. I think it might be on my left.
It's propping your phone up. It's propping the phone up.
Here it is. This is the one from Donington.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's a very nice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There you go. Joseph, let's talk about what you did.
Possession.
Yeah. That's why it's up there. You know, it's safe. It's actually locked away in a safe, so it can never get taken away. Joseph, let's talk about what you did before getting involved in the Fiesta Juniors. Had you done much racing before? Were you a karter? Did you do autographs? What led you into sort of juniors?
So I did 8 years of karting before I went into Fiesta Juniors. In 2018 and 19, we did something called Junior Subaru. It was a very local series. We was only doing it at 2 tracks in Kent, Bayford Meadows and Lydd. We did pretty well them years. We got thirds, I think, in both the championships. Before that, we did Honda Cadets at tracks like Butmore Park, Bayford again, which that was a good run for us in there. I got my first podium in cadets, got my first win. But I mean, overall, the kite it definitely helped me to get to where I am today. If I didn't do kiting, I wouldn't be here for sure. But it was very. Yeah, go on.
Sorry to cut you off there, Joseph. I thought there might have been a bit of delay. I was just going to say, I always find it interesting, isn't it? Because you could stay the karting route, but you decided to go down the car racing route with the juniors. Why did you change and step out of karting and go into car racing?
Well, we could have gone junior road tax, which was the class up from junior Subaru. But for a little bit more money, we could have got into cars, and it just seemed like the best decision for us. I would personally much rather do cars than karting any day. And again, for a little bit more money, it was just cars. Whereas if we were wanted to junior road tax, you'd have to buy a new chassis, new engine. It'd be a lot more hassle than just buying a car, setting it up, and going out.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And what an experience it is, by the way, to get in car racing. Certainly at your age, I'm 35 now, I mean, when I was your age, I couldn't find the pedals, let alone take it out on track. What's the expectation for this season then, Joseph? Obviously, you had your expectations for last season. What's the plan this year?
We're aiming for first, nothing less than that. We had a good run last year. Like I said, we got 4th in the championship. We want to get first this year. That is the main goal. We're putting in a lot of effort behind the scenes. We've done a bit of testing at Brands and Blyton. So we're hoping for a good season. We're hoping for first.
Good, man. That's what I like. Confidence. That's what we like, Laura, isn't it? A bit of confidence in there. Going for the title. What's the long-term goal for you, Joseph? Obviously, the juniors now, you're getting all this wonderful experience of car racing. Where do you see yourself in sort of 5-6 years down the road?
The long-term aim for me is to win Le Mans, to race in WEC, do big endurance races, that and racing the BTCC, something iconic. WEC is just such good racing, in my opinion. Long 24-hour races. It's something that, in my opinion, it's a lot better than Formula One. But yeah, if I got asked to drive in Formula One, I wouldn't say no. But I mean, for me, the long-term goal is definitely to win Le Mans and to hopefully drive in the BTCC one day.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic goals there. And best of luck to you, Joseph. I will be trackside this year as well at every Fiesta Junior event, so I look forward to seeing you in action as well, and hopefully interviewing you as a multiple winner this season. I'm sure I will. That's Joseph Knight. Looking forward to a big season in the Fiesta Juniors this year. We're going to go to a short break, but once again, we've got so much content still to come up for you today. It's the Fiesta Junior Championship live open day. We'll see you in a minute. Right, everybody, welcome back. And here we have another Fiesta Family member, and it is George Davis. George, how are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Good man. Now, George, thanks for joining us today. We do really appreciate it. And what we want to find out is a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you're on the grid in 2021 with the Fiesta Junior Championship. But what's been your pathway in motorsport so far? When did you first go racing in any category?
Well, I know when I started at 7 doing ninja karts on the short ovals. Had a lot of success in that. And when I was 11, my dad bought me a mini stock. Went in that, had quite a bit of success in that, and made the switch up in circuits.
Good man. So when you say quite a lot of success, are you a former champion or something like that, or just numerous wins, podiums, etc.?
Yeah, just no championships to my name, sadly. We never did the meetings, so we just kept churning out the meetings we did. I had loads of success in those. So.
Good man, good man. So then you moved into circuit racing. Obviously, I know you raced last year as well with the Fiesta Junior Championship. Why did you take this step into circuit racing with the juniors?
I felt it was a better choice because I know there's not a very, I guess in circuits, there's a lot more open with everything because you can go into so much more things rather than with stock cars. Short ovals is quite a low sort of ladder. It's a better thing to get into.
So is this a longer term move for you then? Are you wanting to take your race career obviously a lot further down the road? Excuse the pun, of course.
Definitely. I'm trying to go for a professional driving, anything really. So this will be, I guess the skills from stock cars definitely correlate because you're driving the same bit of kit, really.
Yeah, absolutely. You're taking some great experience there, bringing it now into obviously the Fiesta Juniors. Last year, of course, you were racing as well. What did you learn from 2020 that you're going to bring into 2021?
I definitely need to improve on my physical health, definitely, because it's quite physically demanding driving those cars around. Definitely. So I've been working on the off season, doing loads of workouts, stuff like that, pushing physical and mental.
Good man. Which track would you say is the most the toughest physically?
Well, I'd probably say Cadwell because you have to keep you got to stay on your toes because it's quite narrow, it's quite twisty, but it's very nice flowing. One of my favourite circuits, definitely.
Well, there you go. That's just answered my next question, actually. Where are you most looking forward to going to this year? And I guess Cadwell Park is it for you. Now, look, you said there, George, longer term. This is a long-term thing for you. You want to become a professional race driver, and that's absolutely superb. How far are you looking to go? I mean, what's success for you long-term? Are you looking to make it to touring cars, or do you want to go further? You're looking for F1 potentially?
Yeah, F1's always been the dream for me, but at the moment I don't think it's completely possible. But I think the top flight of GT, just traveling around the world doing racing, is where I really want to be.
That's what I like to hear. Good man, good man. Obviously, the season starts at Croft very, very, very shortly indeed. Are you going to be on the grid at Croft?
Definitely, yeah. My sister's racing in seniors, so hopefully we'll both be out there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, did you know that, Laura?
Of course, yeah. Bree was with us last year and she's moved on into seniors this year.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. Do you think that's the pathway you'll take as well then, George, eventually? Go from the juniors straight into the Fiesta seniors?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There are also talks of my dad getting into it as well. So hopefully you can
yeah,
land
he's
in my
got
path.
soon, hasn't he?
Yeah. That's really cool. A proper Fiesta family then, as we're talking about. That's what I like to hear. Look, George, that is absolutely superb. That is really, really exciting. It really is a family feel. Is that one of the reasons why the Fiesta Juniors has always stood out for you as a championship?
Yeah, it's always been a very nice place. It's also the social side of it is amazing as well. You can come up to talk to all the families, talk to all the people, the marshals and everything. They're just such amazing people, definitely.
Yeah. Well, they certainly. I remember in 2019, actually, we had a Christmas party in the middle of June at Brands Hatch. So, yeah, certainly not wrong there. George, look, thanks so much for taking up your time today and talking to us here. It is the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day today. Now, George, I'm going to be trackside this year as well at every single event as well. So I will see a lot of you this year. We'll have the camera around as well. So best of luck for the season. Not that you'll need it, of course. You seem more than capable. And thank you once again so much for your time. Right, we are going to go to a very, very short break. But when we come back, we're going to have another Fiesta Family interview for you. We'll see you very, very soon. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the Fiesta Junior Championship Open Day here. It is Saturday, the 1st of May, and I'm delighted to say we now actually have a champion-elect. Well, no, actually that's wrong, isn't it? He's not a champion-elect, he is a champion. It is, of course, Joseph Lokes with us. Joseph, how you doing, my friend? Are you well?
Are you?
Very good, very good. Now, Joseph, 2020 was a bit of a bit of a decent year for you, wasn't it? Tell us what happened.
Well, yeah, really good season. Obviously, winning every race. It wasn't what we expected through the year. I was expecting it to be a lot closer with very close battling, but yeah, I'm very happy with how the season went, and it was in a way very unexpected as well.
Well, why was it unexpected, would you say, Joseph?
Just looking at the competition that we saw, someone that I caught my eye on straight away was Will Orton, and obviously he was one of the closest ones. But honestly, at Cadwell to be 2 seconds in front of Quali, I was not expecting that sort of a gap. Definitely towards the end they got close. But yeah, it was just a shock to start with such a big gap.
Well, we've got a nice little picture to show everybody here. This is you, of course, right there. Where was that picture taken? Is that, I'm trying to see, do you know where that is, Laura? Anybody tell us what garage that is? Is that Brands Hatch? Is that Croft? Where is that?
Croft. That was the end of the season at Croft. Yeah.
That was at the end of the season. Tell us about that moment then, Joseph, when the title was wrapped up, the season was finished, you were P1. How did it feel to have won the Fiesta Junior Championship?
It was amazing. Yes, obviously the biggest championship I've been a part of, and it's quite honoured to win it. So, but yeah, I think going into the last round we had quite a big gap anyway, and we knew that as long as I was sensible, it was wrapped up. But yeah, it was still very nice to know that 100 we'd secured it. So yeah, it was an amazing feeling.
Fantastic. Now, I know you said it was a bit of a surprise, but you've been involved with the Fiesta Juniors for a couple of seasons before that, haven't you, actually? I first met you at 2019, actually, I think at Brands Hatch. So you've been involved with the Juniors for a while. Why did you decide to go and get your circuit racing career started with the Fiesta Junior Championship?
It's just a great championship, really. We saw it at, I think it was the Autosport show, at the end of 2018, and it just really caught our eye. It looked like exactly what we were looking for, with some good competition, and I thought it would be a really good way to get myself into car racing and just to kind of find my feet amongst the big boys as it is, instead of karting. So yeah, Fiesta Junior was a great decision for me. You know, it developed me as a driver, and obviously it's helped propel me to where I am currently as well.
Well, we're going to touch on where you are currently because it's very, very exciting. But just before we get to that, you mentioned there, were you karting before getting involved in juniors? Did it feel like a natural step, or were you doing something else before you got involved with the juniors?
Obviously, I did karting. I was in Honda and then into junior Rotax, but it was just more. It felt very natural moving to the Fiesta. It didn't feel like it was too much of a challenge to get myself adapted either. It didn't take me too long to get to where I wanted to be, and then I just kept developing. But yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's the closest thing I could have moved to, but it's definitely quite an easy move to go from karting to cars with Fiesta Junior.
Perfect. A nice natural progression there. I like to hear that. However, talking of progression, then you did touch on it a little bit a minute or so ago. Some exciting news for 2021, isn't there? What are you up to this year, Joseph?
Yeah, so this year we're going to be racing in British F4 with JHR Developments, which is crazy to think. It's obviously another big step, but I think it shows that Fiesta Junior is a really good place to get yourself started and to kind of almost prove yourself in cars, and then obviously you can progress through the ranks more. So, but yeah, it's going to be really exciting this season. Obviously coming off the back of a really good season as well. So bringing a lot of confidence with me towards the first few rounds.
Do you have what's the expectation for this year? Is it just a case of let's just get used to it, let's get a feel for the car and go from there, or are you thinking actually I can upset a few feathers here?
Well, we've been doing a lot of testing. The pace is actually a lot better than what we were expecting at this point. We're around, the mid to front of the pack. But yeah, I've not really set myself any expectations because I perform better when I've got no pressure on me. And normally I don't like putting pressure on myself anyway, because the pressure that's around me is normally quite high. So honestly, expectations for me, I've said to myself going into the first round, top 10 would be good. So yeah, I think I'll be probably aiming for around there.
What's the long-term goal, Joe? You're doing F4 now. Is F1 the target then?
I think it is for most people, to be honest, of my age and where I am. But yeah, definitely F1 is obviously where I'm going to be looking for. But it all depends on being in the right place at the right time.
It does, but you know, when you do make it, don't forget your old pals Ian and Laura here. You know, always fancy going to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Joseph, you are undoubtedly, you know, a huge success story for the Fiesta Juniors. We really appreciate you taking the time out. Anybody watching this now, say they're in karting or they're doing autographs or something, and are thinking of, you know, they want to become a professional race driver and they're looking at the next step. What advice would you give to them, and why would you say definitely do the Fiesta Juniors?
I think Fiesta Juniors is just a really good way to get a feel of a car. Obviously, with really good championship coordinators like Laura, it's run really well, really professionally. It gives you a good understanding of a racing paddock in cars instead of karting. But then there's also you get a lot of feel with the balance of a real car instead of a kart, because in karting you've got no weight transfer or anything, whereas in a car you really have to be a lot more technical. And I think it's a really good way to just get yourself learning the basics of car racing, really.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Joseph, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck in British F4 this year. We will be watching, won't we, Laura? We'll be keeping a sharp eye on you.
Definitely, we'll be visiting. Definitely coming to watch. Can't get away from that from us that easily, can you?
And I do mean it, Joseph. When you do make it to Formula One, you know, I've always fancied a trip to Japan as well. You know, just saying. There it is. There's Joseph Loke, Fiesta Junior champion in 2020. Moving on to the British F4, certainly on to big things. Wonderful stuff. Thanks, Joseph. You take care, buddy. We'll see you very, very soon. We are going to go to a short break, but we've got another champion coming up for you very, very shortly. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you in a minute. Right, everybody, welcome to our first edition of Fiesta Family, and I'm delighted to say we're joined by 2021 competitor Albert Webster. Albert, how you doing, my friend? Are you well?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad indeed. Now, Albert, it's going to be some year this year, isn't it, 2021? You're racing with us, of course, this season. But what I really, really want to know is why motorsport? How did you initially get involved in motorsport?
Well, back my great granddad and my granddad both did Alfa Romeo rally stage, and they both did really well in that. So my uncle and my mum did it. So they've been racing for all their life. And then when I was born, when I was 6, my granddad got me my first mini sprint. So it's like a little kart with a roll cage, and then I started that at 6.
Wow, that's absolutely so. So you kind of couldn't avoid the motorsport route, then, could you? Really, there was no chance you were getting out of it. So from 6, then did you stay with like your mini sprint, or did you go into karting? What was the route from there for you?
So mini sprints like on a short oval. So I did that for 4 years. I won the World Championship, the British Championship, and the English Championship twice. Yeah, I did quite well in that. So
quite
I did
well.
That for 4 years. Yeah. Then when I was 10, I went up into a junior hot rod. So I did that for 2 years. I did all right in that. Won a couple of races here and there. And then I went up into autograss, so a mini and micra on the autograss for 2 years. I did that, and then we jumped in a Fiesta for 2020.
Now, I have to say, Laura, you didn't tell me we had a world champion in our midst. That's quite incredible, Albert, I have to say. Look, you now make it, well, obviously you're now into the Fiesta Juniors, into proper cars. Why now the move into cars?
So we thought instead of staying on the short oval, we thought if I wanted to make a living and try and get something out of this, we'd go to circuit racing. And it was out of this and the Saxos, and we realised this is faster, better for money, safer, and it's a better community. So we decided to go in the Fiestas this year.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. What's the expectation for the season for you, Albert?
I'm really hoping to get a win, maybe 2, and the ultimate goal is to win the championship.
Well, you certainly come with strong pedigree, I have to say that. But of course, circuit racing, slightly different, of course, and we're going to a number of tracks this year. Where are you most looking forward to going this year?
Well, it's either out of Cadwell, because last year I did quite well there. I got my first podium. Either Cadwell, or I'm going to try and finish both races at Donington.
Try. You will. You will.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
You will.
Look, Cadwell, a fantastic track, actually, I have to say. It is about 68 million miles away from my house, but it is a wonderful trek if you can certainly get up there. Albert, let's talk long term then. You've obviously had quite a distinguished career already for such a young man. I have to say you achieved quite a lot. From the Fiesta Juniors, what is the long-term goal for you? Where you obviously said you want to make a career out of this, of being a racing driver. So where are we going? Are we Formula One bound, or are we looking at maybe staying with road cars as such? What's the long-term future for you?
Probably staying like road cars, and then I'm probably going to go to Loughborough College. So I'll do that and stay in Fiestas as long as I can. It all depends on money, really, and how much we have. How much we can spend in a year. So hopefully onto touring cars, and then see where we go from there, really.
Definitely, that's what I like to. Well, look, the world is certainly your oyster, Albert. Can't wait to see you racing this season. We're going to be there at every single track as well to bring you the live coverage, and we're going to be seeing a lot of Albert Webster in 2021, just like we did in 2020 as well. Albert, best of luck for the season. Can't wait to see you trackside. High expectations, I think, and rightly so as well. A world champion in our midst at the Fiesta Junior. How nice does that feel to say, Laura? How cool was that?
Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Well done, Albert.
Right, Albert, going to let you go. I know you're a super busy man. We're going to go to a very short break, but we are going to have another interview with Fiesta Families very, very shortly. We'll see you in a minute. Right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Fiesta Family interview. And we are joined by Jensen Brickley. Jensen, how are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Really, really enjoying the day, I have to say. And you know, as they say, Laura, I don't know, sometimes you save the best till last. You know, what can you say? Of course, no favouritism whatsoever, by the way. Jensen, it's great to catch up with you, by the way. And let's talk about you and your route into motorsport. How did you get involved in motorsport?
Well, when I was 7 years old, I started go-karting at my local track. And then I progressed into national mini stocks on short ovals. And then we ended up here.
Fantastic. So why the Fiesta Juniors then? How did you actually sort of end up here? When were you looking to move into sort of circuit racing cars?
It was actually 2 years ago. I looked at Ginettas. It was actually when I was banned from short ovals, and we decided that they were too. So then when Kelly Davis, George and Bryony's mum went into it, she recommended.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I think Jensen, you just cut off there a little bit. We're hearing about short ovals, and it was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Actually, that Jensen really got involved in it. Fantastic stuff, Jensen. If you can hear me, what can you take from what you've learned so far in your motorsport career into the Fiesta Junior Championship season this year?
Well, hopefully we can push on from last year and try and get some better places.
How did it go last year?
It went all right. Towards the end, we was getting better. We were doing good in qualifying, and then had a few little slip-ups with a wiring fault and then a driver error. But we came back in the second races, so it was all right.
Good man, good man. And at least you know, driver errors, they do happen. You're only a young man. I mean, you know, so I certainly would be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Jensen, what's the long-term goal for you? Are you wanting to make this a full-time career?
Yeah, well, isn't everyone?
Yeah, they are. What route would you go down? Would you go down? Are you looking to go to the British Touring Cars or where? What series catches your eye?
Yeah, it would definitely be touring cars. Yeah.
Yeah, good man. And of course, another season in the Fiesta Juniors. Which track are you most looking forward to visiting this year?
I'd probably say Alton Park. I've never been there before, but did some testing there recently and seemed all right. So, yeah, definitely Alton Park.
It's a cracking track, just as long as it's not raining. That's all I'll say about Alton Park. Jensen, thank you so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. Best of luck this season as well. I will see you round quite a lot. I have to say, I'm going to be at every single meeting this year, getting in everyone's way. Laura, that brings an end, actually, to our Fiesta family. We are just going to go to a very, very short break because we have we just want to say a couple of words before we break off the broadcast. So don't go anywhere, everybody. Stick with us. We'll be back in literally 30 seconds. We'll see you in a minute. All right, Laura, that just about wraps it up for this session. Wow, what a treat that was, wasn't it? I can't believe how many drivers we got to speak to. We found out from Pete Edwards at the Motorsports School how to get your ARDS license and how to get into motorsport. Fantastic stuff. We even saw a race as well. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Did you enjoy yourself?
I've had a fabulous time. It's been wonderful to catch up with everybody. Thank you.
Yes, it really has. And it was great to catch up with former champions as well, wasn't it? And the runners and riders for this season's Fiesta Junior Championship. Right, don't forget we have a live Q&A coming up a little bit later this afternoon as well. Laura, I think you deserve to go get yourself a nice cup of tea, maybe a bit of late lunch, and but don't rest too much. Don't rest too much because we've got the Q&A coming up later. If you've got a question at all, please do comment, and don't forget, tune in for our live Q&A. We'll be taking questions from the floor. And we've got the head honcho, haven't we, from the BRSCC coming up as well. Paul's going to be in that Q&A as well. So best behaviour, everybody, please. Keep it clean, no swearing. Not that we would. So right, we're going to head off and get ourselves a little bit of lunch. But again, we'll be back live about 5:30. And for one last time, here's what you can expect from the Fiesta Junior Championship in 2021. See you later. Thank you.